Welcome! In Power BI, clicking on one visual usually filters the others, but sometimes you don't want that to happen. In this video, I will show you how to use Edit Interactions to control which visuals interact with each other. In the first example, I'll show you how to make sure the figures in the card do not update when a selection is made from the table. And in the second example, I'll show you how to prevent the table from interacting with the donut and its middle card. Example 1. To prevent the card from interacting, I start by selecting the table, as I don't want the table's interactions to affect the card. This may seem initially counterintuitive, as you may think the card is the starting point, as it's the item you don't want to update, but actually it's the visual where the selection occurs that should be selected. Then, in Format, click Edit Interactions, and you can see that with the table selected, symbols appear in the top right corner of the other diagrams. Note that not all the symbols are the same, and I'll explain the difference later. To prevent any interactivity in the table updating the card, I go to the None symbol on the card and click it. Now, when I make a selection in the table, the card does not update. If I wanted to remove the inability to interact, I would select the filter symbol, and the cards are back filtering based on the table selection. I'm going to turn the None symbol back on and save my report. A point to note is that if I select the card visual, the symbols in the right-hand corner disappear from the table in Donut. This is because there is no interactivity set up on the card visual. For example, a user can't click on A and filter the other diagrams. As there's no interactivity set up, there is no interactivity to turn on or off on the other diagrams, which is why no symbols appear. This applies not just to card visuals, but all visuals which don't have interactivity. For the second example, I have a donut with a card in the middle. So I have two visuals, and I don't want either of these visuals to filter if a selection is made in the table. Again, I start by clicking on the table, as it's the table selection that would cause the donut chart to update. And this time, three symbols appear at the top right-hand corner of the donut, being Filter, Highlight, and None. The highlight selection is the default here. If I click on a table row, the table selection is highlighted in the donut, with the rest of the visual dimmed but still visible. In contrast, if the filter is selected, then a row in the table is clicked, the donut filters to show just that selection. All the other information in the visual disappears. Remember, if you click None, then want to deselect it, you click on one of these other symbols to make the visual active again. So back to our example. To stop the donut filtering, again with the table selected, I press the None symbol on the donut. However, if I now click on a row in the table, the donut does not update, but the card in the middle is still filtering, so I need to fix this too. To do this, I need to gain access to the card, which is on a separate layer which sits behind the donut layer. To access the layer, I go to View, click Selection. Group 1 contains the donut and card. To access the card, I temporarily hide the donut visual. Then with the sales table selected, I can now click the None symbol for the card. I then go back to my selection pane and click to unhide the donut. And now when I make a selection from the table, neither the card nor the donut update. Now that I have finished stopping my interactions, I can go back to Format and unclick Edit Interactions to remove that facility. A note of caution. In reports, be selective about which interactions are turned off, as turning off too many interactions can make the reports less dynamic and harder to explore. In summary, using Edit Interactions in Power BI is a quick and easy tool to use to control which visuals interact with each other. You can stop unwanted filtering, choose between filter or highlight, and keep key visuals like cards showing totals no matter what selection is made. If you found this video on controlling visual interactions in Power BI helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more practical Power BI tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching.